Hello, I'm Guy Armstrong, and we want to talk to you today about a retreat that we're doing on emptiness with IMS Online.
Hi, and my name's Sally Armstrong. And even though most of us would prefer to be able to meet in person and practice in person, this is our reality, the online world, given the state of the epidemic and the shutdowns and restrictions that are happening everywhere, just to keep everyone safe. But we've actually found a lot of benefit in this online form. Guy and I taught a retreat through IMS back in September, where we really encouraged people to practice quite intensively. And we were impressed by the effect of the retreat and the benefit it had for students. And what we found is that the refuges of Buddha Dhamma Sangha are actually available through the online form. We can have the immediacy of the teachings, live Q&A, a sense of practicing in community, practicing with other people, a lot of support. And so a lot of benefits to be had through this online form. So we're looking forward to perhaps joining with you in March and seeing the benefits for this retreat.
So this retreat will be a week long. It's called Emptiness, an online retreat for experienced students, and it will run from March 1 to 8. Now, that title of emptiness may not be the most appealing for some people. It might sound a little bleak, and we thought, oh, should we toss in a word like love or happiness and sort of perk it up a bit? But our feeling is that as experienced students, you all understand that emptiness is central and right at the heart of the Buddha's message. So in this retreat, we're going to be particularly focusing on two meanings of the word. The first is the emptiness of self, also known as anatta. In our tradition, the absence of any real ongoing entity within the whole field of our experience. And the other aspect we'll be looking at is the insubstantial or fleeting nature of all the experience that arises through our senses. And when we put these two together, we get a really well-rounded understanding of what emptiness means for us in an experiential way.
And emptiness can be one of the most misunderstood concepts in the Buddha's teachings. People either tend to grasp after it, try to understand it intellectually or reify it, or reject it. As Guy said, it can feel a little daunting or even nihilistic. So we'll be exploring, what did the Buddha mean when he kept using this term emptiness and things are empty? Why did he emphasize it so much? The basic meaning of the term is that every conditioned thing is empty of inherent self-existence, meaning everything arises in dependence on other causes and conditions, and that there's no solidity inherent as the essence of any conditioned thing. And so we'll be exploring, what does that mean for us? What does that mean for our sense of self, for our well-being, for our freedom? And we'll explore this very experientially through talks and questions and answers, through the meditative practices that we'll offer. So it'll be very experiential.
We've done prior retreats on this theme at both IMS and Spirit Rock. What we found is that when senior students get immersed in these explorations for a week, things really start to happen for them. So in looking at the absence of a self, in looking at the insubstantial nature of sense experience over and over and over, our usual assumptions about the solidity of self and the world really start to loosen. And when they do, it opens up a lot of space, a lot of ease, and basically a lot of freedom. That's why the Buddha kept pointing to it as such a central message in his teachings. Once we start to understand some of the openness that comes from this exploration, we're going to, as it were, cement it with certain meditation practices, such as abiding in emptiness, which the Buddha described in the middle length discourses, and learning about the nature of consciousness itself as a meditation practice, which is also characterized by emptiness, that will allow you to continue with the exploration of this theme in the retreat and beyond.
So again, through our experience of offering online retreats, we've come up with a daily schedule of teachings that we hope will work well for people all over North America. We'll begin the teachings with a guided meditation to set the tone for the day. Later in the day, we'll offer a live Q&A session, and then we'll have a Dharma talk to end the day. And then we'll support that with a suggested schedule that you can modify to suit your own conditions and time zone to fill in the rest of the day of practice. And we'll also give guidance about what it's like to practice at home, how to work with the conditions you have. Might be other people in your household or chores that you need to take care of because you're at home. All of this is workable in the online format. And as we said, we've found that students have had a great benefit from practicing at home and imbuing their home environment with their mindfulness and their awareness.
And if you're outside North America, the good news is that all the sessions will be recorded and you can watch them asynchronously depending on your own personal schedule and timetable. So the last thing I wanted to mention is that in addition to this 1-week retreat, which we really are approaching as a formal kind of retreat for you, there's also going to be an optional 4-week extension. And in this extension, I'm going to be giving a series of talks that are based on my book, which is called, coincidentally, Emptiness. So in this 4 weeks, I'll be giving 2 talks a week with time for questions and answers, and that'll be based on teachings in the book. And you can, of course, sign up for the retreat without signing up for the extension. But if you want to take the extension, you need to begin with the retreat because that's where we'll lay the foundation. So it'd be wonderful if both of these work for you, the retreat March 1st to 8th, and then the 4-week extension. And it would be great to be able to see you online and talk about some great Dharma with you.
Lovely to be with you, and hopefully we'll see you in March.